Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dainty Seamstress. Thank you for joining me for another video. I did have a request for the Sweet Treats gingerbread house that I made last year, and I know it's kind of late, but I decided to just go ahead and do it. It came across my mind, I almost forgot, and I want to keep my word, and here we are. So I'm gonna just share with you a few supplies that I have. I have Sculpey clay in the color tan. I'm going to be using some of this Primo Sculpey. It's translucent for some of the little gumdrops. And I have some red and green clay. I have some of this accent clay. It has some like iridescent flakes in it. This is what I'm going to use for the base. You can use whatever you like. And also, you don't have to make this color gingerbread house. You can make whatever you like. I also have my fiber castile soft pastels. These work really well, but you can try to use what you have, or if you find something else, use what you have. It's okay. Also, I have some sculpting tools, needle tools, some dotting tools, and this little tool I found at Dollar Tree. I also have one of the Sculpey pasta roller machines to help flatten out the clay. That's how I got it this thick. Well, I mean, that's how I got it flat, and the thickness is on 2. And then I also have a little brush. It's kind of hard, a hard bristle kind of brush I'm going to be using to make texture. And then I have a cutting tool. I also have some Sculpey gloss, some liquid Sculpey, and I think that's it. That's all I have right now for tools. I made these little templates for you to follow. I don't have a printable, but you can make this. It's pretty simple to make. I hope that you can do it. So this is going to be the front and the back of the house with a little triangle front roof area, well, wall area. So it's a square and it's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, and then the little triangle is 1.25. So it's 2 1.25 lines meeting at the top. So you're going to make 2 of those, and then for the sides it's another square 1.5 inches by 1.5. Cut 2 of those, and then for the roof you have 1.5 by 1.25 inch. So 1.5 and 1.25 inch. You're going to cut 2 of these. This is for the roof, left and right. So you're cutting 2 of all these, and then I'll have the well, not the instructions, but I'll have the dimensions of the house in the description for you. So also I have this little, it's a watercolor brush. I really like using these to color my clay. It works really good and it's soft and it doesn't leave a lot of streaks or anything. So the first thing that we're going to do, if you can, roll out your clay to your desired thickness. This is what I would like mine to be. Again, this is on 2. So this is about, I don't want to say it's an 1/8. It's probably like, you could do an 1/8. It may be like a 1/16 or so. A 16th. And so what I'm going to do with this piece is lay out this piece down at the bottom and lay it there really good. I'm going to cut right next to the line, and then this will help me be able to cut the second part too. Cut that off. This, and pressing down firmly to make sure that it is cutting, and it is. I'm gonna cut across the bottom. That. And I think I'm gonna cut right here at the top. And then that way I can go in and cut this at an angle. So all right, and we have our first piece for the gingerbread house. And so you're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side. So I'm just gonna put this down at the bottom since it's already ready for me to cut. Move that out the way because I don't want to cut that any wrong way. Cut that piece. All right, so we have both of those pieces ready to go. Next, I'm gonna take this piece, a little bit of stuff on there, and I'm gonna cut both of these. So I'm gonna start with the sides of the house. So I have to cut 2 of these. So I'm gonna start at the very bottom. Put right here. And cut there. 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 That's one side. And then I'm gonna just set this right here where I already cut. And I'm gonna cut across here. All right, so the sides are done, and then we're gonna cut the roof pieces. There's a little bit of glitter from earlier. I did some crafting earlier. You guys will be seeing my Christmas setup soon. I was very late on that. I had so many things to do, and also just trying to relax at the same time. It's just kind of difficult to be trying to work and relax. So, but it was fun getting it together. So I'm gonna do that. Put in the roof. Make sure that's flat. I'm really excited to be doing another one of these gingerbread houses. I was watching kind of like a little short documentary on a lady in the UK who makes gingerbread buildings from, you know, like buildings that already exist. She'll make like a replica of it out of gingerbread, and it's really cool. Maybe I'll link it below if you want to check it out. So there are all of the pieces. I'm gonna add the texture before I go in and color them. Okay, so off camera I found this brush which was kind of hard, but it was perfect for the texture that I needed to make. So I just took it and stippled like that, and then it made a texture like this, which I think is really nice. I know all gingerbread isn't, there's some clay here. Don't want that brown mixing in with this tan right now. But there are some gingerbreads that are smooth, and I just want mine to have a little bit of texture. So I'm going to be going on this side, and I'm going to use probably a mixture of different colors. Maybe some of this. And let me get my other brush so I'm not probably some of this kind of color here and maybe some browns. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that on a time lapse. Now the pieces look like this after I added some color to them, and I mixed a lot of oranges and browns together because I wanted it to look like it's baked. And then there's some darker spots, and it just gives it a lot of character. So be creative, be free with, and also be liberal. I mean, not liberal, be generous with the coloring until you get it to your desired effect. I have some pieces of the translucent Sculpey that I'm going to be using with some red and green. And I'm going to add less of the red and green and more of the translucent, so that way when I mix it together, I'm gonna put a little bit more green. When I mix the colors together, it'll give me what I'm looking for. It'll be translucent and not so pigmented with the red and green. So I'm just going to knead this with my hands, with my fingers, and just mix it really good. Mix pretty well. That's what they look like. I'm just gonna take this and roll it kind of small, like make a little snake with it. And I'm just gonna take that and just cut up some pieces. Try to make them all even. And some of them will be smaller, some of them might be bigger. I think I need to roll this red out a little bit more, make it a little smaller. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we have gumdrops, and you can also make the gumdrops any color. I'm just doing red and green because I kind of want that to be the main colors. Yeah, and then all I'm going to do is take them so they're kind of rounded and just roll them in my hand like that. Kind of shape them like little gumdrops. That. This. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to make some candy canes. Okay, so I have this little metal sheet. This is what I use to put all of the unbaked clay on, and I put it in the Sculpey oven. So I have all my pieces set up there. For the candy canes, you're just going to need red and white, or if you want to use different colors, that's really fun. You can do that also. So I'm just taking small pieces of the white clay. I'm just going to put it on my hand and roll them into very, very skinny snakes. Very, very skinny snakes. Like as small as you can get them. So maybe this might be good. I'm gonna try that, and then I'm gonna take another piece of clay, maybe this bigger piece of red, and I'm gonna roll that. Roll that out really good, and then you just put them together, like put them next to each other. Zoom in a little bit. So down here I have them like this, and I'm just gonna stick them together like that. And then after that, I'm gonna cut them in half. And what I'm gonna do is take this now and roll it together. So it kind of mixes in like that. And then you can just twist that. This set of fingers twisting one direction, and then the other set of fingers twisting in the opposite direction. And then you have a twisted candy cane like so. And then with that, you can also just take that and spread it out, roll it out some more like that. And I want to make these as small as possible. And then I'm going to twist them again just a little bit. To get the spiral rolls a little tighter, but that looks pretty good. So I'm going to roll with that. And then with this one, I think I'm going to try something different. I'm going to stick them together. And then I'm going to cut them again in half. That. And then stick them like this. And roll that. And it'll make like a peppermint, a little peppermint candy. So when you cut it, you'll see the peppermint. I think that's good. And so now I'm just gonna cut them up a little. And then you get that. Well, this, you can kind of roll it into a little circle. And then you have a little peppermint candy that you can use for your house if that's what you want. Or if you want your dolls to have peppermint candy, they can also use those for candies. And then you can also add as many strings as you like and continue to stretch and mush, stretch and mush, stretch and mush, and roll as much as you like. And so for the candy cane, I have this long piece. I only need 2, so I'm just going to cut it in half like that. I'm going to roll it out some more, a little bit. And then you just bend it like so to the candy cane shape. And there you have a candy cane. So those are most likely going to be used for the front door area. I'm going to try to round that out, that little part. This one's a little longer. So maybe I might have to cut this one a little bit. A bit. And hopefully it's the same size as the other one. I think it is. Yeah, they're about the same size. It'll work. The next thing I wanted to do was make a little wreath for the front door. So with that, I'm just going to take some of my green clay, just a little piece, a very small piece. And I'm going to roll that into a little snake, a teeny snake, as small as I can get it. Hopefully it'll fit the door. So maybe like that would be good. And then I'm just going to put it into a little circle like this and connect it like that. Oop, just like that. And then I'm going to make another snake, very skinny snake. Super skinny snake, because we're going to make little leaves with this little snake. Teeny leaves. So now I have it small like that, and I'm just going to cut little pieces in my hand. Be very careful. I know this looks very dangerous, but I'm not pressing hard in my hand, but I'm just cutting up that little snake. And then that way we have the little wreath, and then you can take these little pieces and make them like this and add them to the wreath like little leaves. So roll them in a ball and then make a smaller little snake like that and add it all around. That one's kind of already in a good shape. I'm going to finish that up and come right back. Okay, so it is currently 11:58, so you will be getting this after Christmas. I hope that you can still follow the tutorial and use it. I did go ahead and make, I went ahead and made the little wreath, got the candy canes for the door, and then I made this little platform to sit the gingerbread house on top of. So we're going to bake this in the Sculpey oven, or you can bake it in your regular oven on 275, and I'm gonna do this for 20 minutes. I think that will be a good time considering how thin everything is, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that everything has been baked, I did have to remake the peppermints and the candy canes because, as you can see here, I burned them. Because they're smaller, they can only stand to be in the oven for about maybe 5 minutes. So yeah, I made some more. Didn't make the little peppermints though. I just decided not to go with that because it wasn't in the original design anyway. And here we are. Here's the base. I had to make a new one of those also because it also burned, and this was like really super yellow, but this is how it's supposed to look. It's really cute, very pretty and shiny. So what we're going to do now is use puff paint. This is what I like to use to decorate, adding the doors and the windows and stuff. So I have this glitter and I'm going to shake on a separate piece of paper, on printer paper. I'm going to add these to this piece of paper. I am going to shake glitter on this. All right. You can use whatever color glitter you want. I like this iridescent glitter. I'm just gonna put a bunch on. This is so cute, and this is really fun too. So now I'm gonna pick these up and kind of shake off some of the glitter, and that's what it looks like. So now let's assemble the house. I'm going to be using tacky glue. I did add a little window to the front of the house. I think this will still be the front of the house. And then this time I'm going to put the candy canes to the side of the house like that because there's no room by the door. And yeah, let's see how that comes out. And then the little wreath can also go on the door. It's going to fit perfectly. So I am dipping my little silicone tool into the tacky glue, and I want to use enough but not too much. I am going to start with the front, and I'm going to add the tacky glue to the sides of the house. Okay, so now we are going to put the roof on. I did add some tacky glue to the top of the sides of the house and then to the roof portion on the inside. So in the inside like that, because that's where the roof is going to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and add goes on. So I'm sitting it right here first. And it's okay if there seems to be maybe gaps. And then I'm just gonna press that together. Press the front and the back together. Going the right way here. Make sure it's good and tacky. And sitting kind of inside of the house portion. Sitting inside of the roof. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm also going to fill in some of this and just decorate it how I would like with the candy canes and stuff, and you do the same. And then I'm gonna come right back and show you the finished product. Alrighty, you guys, here is the finished gingerbread house from the side, the front. I added the gumdrops to the side of the roof, the candy cane stick down the top of the roof, the little wreath is in the front, candy canes on the side, snow around the bottom. It's really adorable. So that is going to be all for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you were able to find this helpful. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. You can comment, like, share, and subscribe. Happy holidays and happy new year to you all. God bless.